Well, we're not going to see what most people are expecting. That's for sure. I can guarantee that, because most people looking at the weights and saying, oh, they're too far apart. Canelo's too big. No, we're not going to see what y'all think we're going to see. We're going to see a...
Canelo, what did you think about the shove, that moment that happened on stage?
Oh, I'm turning on right now.
Right? Yeah. Did it make you want to go harder for the 13?
I don't know, but made me feel more excited.
I love it.
I'm gonna train so far.
Roy Jones recently trained with Crawford and says Canelo's in trouble. This isn't just hype. He's one of boxing's smartest minds and watched Crawford spar, hit, adjust, and move. Jones noticed Crawford's added size and how it affected his performance, but he was impressed Crawford kept his speed and punching power. Roy thinks Crawford, already great, is still improving. That's a scary mix. Jones didn't just praise him, he explained in detail how dangerous Crawford looks. Now he's sure Canelo won't be able to deal with it. Roy's been there, jumping weight classes and making history.
On the streets, you and Canelo, what would it look like?
Come on, man. Yeah, I know what I do. I ain't got to talk about it. On the streets, I'm me against anybody. I ain't never going to say another man going to whoop me. So, you know what I mean? That's your answer right there.
I guess Guadalajara, you think it'd be a little different on the streets if Terence came to town?
I think every city, every place is different, no? It's different. But we don't talking about the streets. We're talking about boxing.
Roy Jones' words raise the stakes in what many already call the fight of the decade. Crawford's not sneaking into the spotlight, he's storming in. That was clear when Canelo asked for a smaller ring. He wants to limit Crawford's space. To move, that shows he knows Crawford's slick, smart, and won't just stand and trade. But Crawford didn't ignore it. He fired back. This rivalry is heating up fast.
Always, to be honest with you, like when I talk to Bud, I kind of he convinces me that he's going to win the fight because he's such a believer in his own ability and he's very convinced. And then you see the presser yesterday, and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo, then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo, so we'll see.
Crawford, in a recent press event, joked the only running he'll do is upside Canelo's head, and it's a big head. Funny, but with meaning. Crawford isn't ducking the talk about aggression. Instead, he took control of the story. He didn't reject the small ring idea, he accepted it boldly. Then he said, I'm hunting him down. Wherever he hides, I'm coming. On September 13th, I'm going to take it.
This is the era that surpassed us. You know, the Floyd, the Pacquiao, the De La Hoya. We both came up in that era, and he was right there with those fighters, and he got the chance to fight the Miguel Cottos, the Floyd Mayweathers, and the Kovalevs and Triple G's, and I wasn't able to get those mega fights. So this is my mega fight. This is my moment, and that's the reason why I want to fight an all-time great like Canelo.
These aren't just big claims. Crawford's never lost a fight. With 41 wins, 31 by knockout, and 4 world titles. He just grabbed the super welterweight belt by beating Israel Madrimov in a clear decision. That added to his legacy. Now, he's climbing 2 weight classes again to face the undisputed champ. Meanwhile, Canelo's last fight was one of his dullest. His decision over William Skull didn't impress many fans.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me if they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this last couple of years. I have not been against Terence Crawford against nobody. Like, you got to show me that you can beat.
Across 12 rounds, they only threw 445 punches, a shockingly low number for a title bout. It wasn't just boring. It raised real concerns, not about Canelo's past, full of big wins, but about who he is now. He used to be a smart pressure fighter. Against Skull, he looked flat and unwilling to take chances. He seemed more focused on staying safe than doing damage.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Errol Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make 168.
That's a bad version of Canelo to bring against Crawford, who thrives when rivals slow down. Crawford's a sniper. He reacts fast and strikes hard. If Canelo hesitates or throws less, Crawford will take over. But it's not just about style anymore. The hype grew after a heated moment in New York. Crawford walked up to Canelo on stage, and Canelo shoved him. Both teams jumped in, and security had to break it up. This wasn't acting. It was raw tension from two stars with different views of boxing's traditions.
Cool. Well,
Is there a champion?
I'm going to fight another elite
There is
fighter
a champions,
in September.
good fighters, but elite fighters is different.
So
Wait.
So I'm going to fight an elite fighter in September. Yeah.
Okay,
Then we're
gonna find out.
Then we're going to find out. Then we're
And
gonna
don't
find
get me wrong, you're a great fighter.
I know I'm great.
You're a great
You ain't
fighter.
gotta
But
tell
are
me
you
I'm
gonna
great.
find out? I hope
But
your
I'm talking
uncle,
about elite.
Turki Alashi pay you enough money because it's gonna be the last. That's
It
for
may
sure.
be. It may be. Maybe.
I hope he pay you enough.
But you know, after fighters fight me, they never the same. So I just hope your career continue.
If you look at my career, never.
Both guys are 4 division champions and plan to leave Las Vegas on September 13th with more than just another title. Crawford sees this as his shot at greatness to prove he belongs with boxing's all-time best. Canelo, with the 2nd of February 63 record and 39 knockouts, wants to shut down talk that he's slipping and show he's still elite.
In boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, you know, is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, you can't count him out. You know what I'm saying?
Boxing legend Bernard Hopkins, once close to Canelo during the Golden Boy days, first laughed at the idea of Crawford challenging him. "That's nuts," he said. "That's why we have weight classes." He questioned why Crawford would even try and said the size gap could put him at real risk.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know? So I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later. And he's still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much.
But now Hopkins has changed his view. In a recent interview, he said Crawford has a real shot. He gave him an 85% chance. That's not cautious talk, that's strong belief. Hopkins says Crawford's not proving something, he's showing that. Canelo's era is over. Hopkins doesn't fall for hype. He studies strategy, and if Crawford controls the fight early, he thinks Canelo, who's used to leading, won't recover. That's a huge issue.
He hopes you don't run. And Turki has a knockout bonus in this fight. And there seems to be something out there like the way for you to win this fight is to move. Is that true?
Listen.
Turki, you need to put a small ring. A small ring. That's